Well, howdy guys, and welcome back to the second half of Everhood. My name is Avery Coraline Williams, aka CoraCat13. I'm a woman with a deep voice, and last time, we saw this cat. He's pretty cute. And we discovered that our friend Red's ultimate journey is to liberate the souls of this doomed world. You know, happy thoughts. In this episode, we're going to continue our journey, which is going to take us into the Shroom Forest. Now, I'm gonna say this, I'm only recording one video right now because I gotta go to bed pretty damn soon. But the part that we are headed to is pretty meaty, so should be interesting. Also has a pretty damn bobbin tune. We actually heard it before. It's called Uwal's theme. And this is actually where it's supposed to play. I don't know why it played during the medallion theme. Or the medallion section, there we go. But yeah, now you get to hear it in proper context. What are you, Papyrus?
Once I learn you got your arm back, I reconfigured this entire lab into an impenetrable death fortress. You will never catch me, you bloodthirsty marauder. Grundle! Make sure to set all traps to full power.
Hurry, you doofus! Now, isn't he nice? Alrighty, so as they have said, this has been completely reconfigured from last time into the ultimate death trap, so you gotta be moving. This part right here is actually not that hard. It really just kind of comes down to pattern recognition. The one hit and you're dead, so yeah. Oh man, I love this song, so good. Anyway, this part right here, you just gotta watch for the pattern here. Wait for the fire to show up. Alright, gotta watch this part right here. God, I just want to sing along to the music. It's another one of those instances that I really wish I wasn't recording right now. Oh crap, I died. But fear not. It just warps you back to the beginning of the dungeon. I love that it kind of looks like it opens the eye. It's very interesting. Now, the reason why I kind of remember this place so vividly is because I died a lot in this section. This was probably one of the hardest sections of the game. But I have memorized a lot of this particular section. The only reason I'm doing so badly is because I'm not really paying attention. So if I end up falling quiet for a little bit, that's why. Shouldn't have gotten hit by that laser, by the way. Felt really stupid. And this part right here is pretty simple. All you gotta do is just kind of run along the bottom. And this part right here shouldn't have gotten me. But honestly, it's pretty forgiving. As long as you're, like, in the, well, you saw there, if it's kind of more of a purplish color, then you should be able to cross. But if it's not purple and it's not blue, then, well, it's dangerous. Now, this part right here is probably one of the scariest parts, just because of the giant encroaching green tube of destruction. Although somehow I managed to do that in one shot. Also, you can definitely tell this was made in Unity. just because of that 3D model there. It's pretty funny looking.
I can't believe it!
He really is Wily mixed with Eggman. Because look at that, he's actually bowing down to us just like Wily. How funny.
How is it possible you got through all those traps?
I memorized them.
Grundle! I command you to attack that red marauder.
Alright. Unfortunately, this is not a new battle, but we can actually fight back this time, so it should be a little bit easier. Well, I'm not a big fan of the fact that Grundle uses the walls more often than more enemies. They'll get used to the walls, by the way. Because the walls of attacks are going to become far more common. In fact, they're the norm once you get to the end of the game, so yeah, just beware. That jump dodge is going to be your best friend. See, this part's not that bad. I honestly think the first time you battle this asshole is probably a lot harder because you can't defend yourself. But now that you're able to defend yourself, it honestly isn't that bad. You can actually defeat him before the second wave of attacks, so eat. Farewell. And that is actually Grundle's first and only line in the game. Pretty interesting. Now, unfortunately, you don't get a new battle with Professor Orange, which I think is kind of sad. I think that would have been interesting, but yeah, well.
It seems my luck has run out. I don't blame you. I did try to eliminate you. There is no point in hiding myself from you. This inevitable death is upon me.
Now, notice the fact that whenever we destroyed him, his eyes actually popped out. That is because of a very interesting thing with the mages. The mages have to sacrifice something in order to gain their power. In most cases, it's their sight. They have to replace it with crystals. But in some cases, it's something else. So, anyway, just be on the lookout for that. I think it's pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and save real fast. And now we shall liberate you from your suffering. Goodbye. And by the way, yes, you have to kill all the save points in this game. And now we're going to liberate this poor soul, who has been tormented by Professor Orange for God knows how long.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? No.
Notice that they smiled. That's because they were actually tormented for many a year. So yeah, that's fun. That's a happy thought. Bam. Alright, and now we're done here in Professor Orange's lab. However, we still have business here in the Mushroom Forest. In fact, we actually have quite a bit of business here. One of them is actually in the mushroom area, so we actually need to make a detour here. And you remember that weird face that was hanging out inside of the wall? Well, we actually have to kill them off. I am the guardian of the Mushroom Forest. Oh yes, here it is, the Reaper of Souls. I have been looking forward to speaking with you. Have you come for my guidance, or my soul? I'm here for your soul, bitch. Yes. Full of determination. My name is not Kara.
A fierce champion, liberator of life. Now, shall we battle? Yes.
Alright. Yeah, this is actually one of the rare instances that, well, yes, you do actually need to battle this character, they actually want to die. It's kind of like Frog. It's very weird. Though you do get a unique song out of the deal, so I think it's very happy. Actually, I really like this song. I forget exactly what it's called in the soundtrack, but it's very great. I think all you need to do is like look up Forest Guardian theme and you should be able to find it, but oh yeah. And you got a bobbin theme. Yeah, like I said, some of the best songs in the game actually come at this point, so it makes me very happy. Though I should warn you that if you do not beat the Forest Spirit by the end of the song, you have to repeat the fight. But fortunately, this is a pretty easy fight, so anyway. Fortunately, we didn't get to hear the best part of the song, but anyway. That's neither here nor there. Well done. You have performed admirably. A true liberator, finally. You will be received as a true champion when you reach the end. Farewell. And there we go. Whew. Okay. 8 souls captured, 22 to go. Now again, you do need to take out the mushrooms, but they technically don't count toward your total. I don't know. It's kind of like those save points or whatever. You technically need to eliminate them. It's very weird. And I'm gonna feel pleasure getting rid of this guy because he reminds me of Toad. And I hate Toad. I like Captain Toad though. It's very weird. Because Captain Toad has the same voice as Toad, but I like him better because he's more endearing. And I'm being serious, like Captain Toad at the very least is doing something. Toad doesn't do shit, he just sits in the castle and annoys you. I still think he's flipping you off in Super Mario Brothers. Like, it looks like he's flipping you off. Fucking hate Toad. He sucks. I actually just remembered something. We actually need to go to the, Midnight Town in order to access the rest of the forest here, so I will actually be holding off on this area, but that doesn't mean we can't save. I mean, saving is very important. Sounds like somebody is waking up. And that actually is why it's 6 a.m. now. Probably by the time I finish editing this video, I'll probably be like nearly 8 o'clock in the morning, so I don't know if I'll actually edit until like after I wake up. Because usually it takes me about an hour or two to edit the video because, you know, these videos aren't too complex. It's just about syncing up the audio and removing the unfunny parts. Also, yes, you hear a cat. That would be Onyx. He's quite loud. I'm sorry about that. He is caterwauling to a female cat that has been hanging out outside, and he is quite annoying. Anyway, now we actually get to come back here. The very beginning of the game. Which, yeah, like I said, is very important. Yeah. Get out of here. I get to relieve your suffering. Seemed like that save point was pretty cold. I feel bad for them. Like, seriously. I can't imagine how long they've been sitting there, considering the fact that the Everhood apparently has been here for millions, possibly billions of years. We can infer from an area that we're going to be getting into in a later episode that the Everhood has been here at least for 7 million years, because that's how long Green Mage has been here. So we can infer that at the bare minimum the mages have been here about that long. But who knows? It's a mystery. Anyway. Yeah, get out of here. I'm still not happy by the fact that I had to deal with that you ran the fuck away. And now I get to finally exact my revenge on this asshole. This'll show you for being kind of a prick. Ooh, yeah, that felt good. Alright, asshole. Show me your funky fresh moves. Huh. Is it weird to say that I just noticed that this game runs at 60 frames per second? Like, seriously. I just noticed that this game runs at 60. I mean, it makes sense. This is a very reaction-based game, so having a high frame rate really works. Though I did actually see an argument that modern gamers seem to really have a problem with games running at 30 frames per second. Like, they're so used to 60 now that they say 30 feels borderline unplayable. Which I honestly don't buy that argument, but then again, I grew up with games that ran at 30, so I just kind of never noticed. In fact, it was really only recently that I really have been able to play games at 60. Of course I played Mario Galaxy and that kind of thing, which do run natively at 60 frames per second. But I don't know, I grew up with the Nintendo Entertainment System and it never bothered me, so I don't know. I think the argument's kind of just overblown, but then again, I've just played games at 30 frames per second for so long that it just never bothered me. Also, this fight is significantly easier than the original. I'm just saying that right now. Every time he does the red attacks or whatever, that's just more opportunities for you to just kind of sweep over and launch a counterattack. Because that's... Ooh! I say that, and then he got me. Yeah, well. Again, this is another fight that really benefits from, the dodge roll. I was kind of assuming, whenever he was doing that he was just kind of prepping the, he was just kind of prepping to dance. Well, you kind of have to wonder, what were these people like in their original lives? Prior to arriving in Everhood, was this guy, some sort of cocky, rich douchebag or something? I mean, I could believe it. Zig does kind of come off as, very posh. So, I don't know. Just kind of curious. It's something you always just kind of wonder. I can definitely see, Green Mage being, somebody that really liked role-playing games and stuff while he was in the mortal world. That's kind of my thoughts. You know, the more attacks you send my direction, that's just more opportunities for me to hurt you, you know that, right? That's the power of the Red Mage. My friend actually sent me some funny stuff before I started this recording session. There's a lot of cat videos. Which is awesome because, well, she's a fellow cat person, so... It's always cute whenever you're friends with another cat person, because they just understand the weirdness that is felines. I'm starting to wonder if my controller is getting a little buggy, because anytime I go right, Red Mage just kind of wants to jump over. Although I could just be tapping it a weird way. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. It wouldn't surprise me. Like, very input demanding games probably are what killed my controller. I mean, I told the story before, but it still amuses me that the thing that finally killed my first Pro controller for the Switch was freaking Cavern of Dreams. And it was the last level that finally killed the controller because... Oh god. If you guys have played that, it can be a royal nightmare to get through. Anyway, that was fun. Also, you notice that the music is now more downtrodden. That indicates that we've cleared out pretty much everybody here, so now it's time to move on. We should be getting a new fight fairly shortly. If memory serves correct, I could be wrong. And that takes care of him. We'll walk on over here. Should be able to wipe this guy out fairly quickly. Again, this is just another repeat fight, but you know, it's a decent song. I don't mind sharing this one. Him and his flowy ass. Man, you ain't Omega Flowey. Which I do find it interesting that this is literally the exact same face as Omega Flowey. I find it very strange that I haven't done Undertale yet. I've actually been thinking about it, like, when I'm gonna cover Undertale. Although that reminds me, there's this game called Athenian Rhapsody, which looks really damn good. It's actually been in my Steam wishlist for a while, and I've been thinking about getting it, which is only $15. I mean, it's not that bad, but I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth. Though I might actually add it to the Indie Marathon because it looks pretty interesting. That knuckle sandwich, like a knuckle sandwich, looks pretty damn good. Although I hear that there are parts of the game that kind of suck, like the dungeons kind of blow, but I don't know, it might be a lot of fun. There's just so many games I want to get to in the Indie Marathon. It's actually why I'm doing it. Not only to spotlight the indie devs, which I think is very necessary, but also just because there are just a lot of games I want to try out, you know? Want to complete my love. Alright, let's go ahead and save. And get rid of him. Goodbye, little save point. Enjoy your death. Now is probably one of... hi. I was about to say one of the saddest deaths in the game because it's Blue Thief. Your companion for a good chunk of the game. And then that damn white rabbit showed up. So we're actually going to be getting a different fight altogether. Night Frog. Yeah, notice all these weird swirls and stuff? We're in for a trippy time, let me tell ya. Because doesn't this look familiar? Kind of reminds me a post-mortem a little bit. Uh-oh. Shit's getting trippy again. Now this is actually a pretty good appetizer for what we're going to be witnessing at the very end of the game, so yeah, get used to this. This is the kind of shit you're going to be seeing. These are the entities who are, I think, heavily inferred to have created the Everhood, or at the very least kind of help run the Everhood. I'm not really sure. Although I kind of like the fact that they're based like on Mesoamerican gods. I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, that's not something you see very often. You see Greek and Roman mythology, even Egyptian mythology, show up a lot. But never really Mesoamerican. And I think their gods are pretty interesting too. Also another thing that kind of reminds me of post-mortem. Although I guess no, it was post-mortem. Wasn't it? No, it was... Oh, no, it was the gnomes that it's reminding me of. And of course the gnomes are here. Fucking gnomes. See, that's how you know it's a psychedelic battle, because these fucking gnomes are here. I say fucking gnomes, but I love them. They're just so tied into Everhood's identity that it'd be fucking weird if they didn't show up. Oh, shit's about to get psychedelic again. I'm actually doing really well at dodging, which is surprising. Although the patterns are way easier for me to recognize, or I've played this game enough that... I don't know. Because whenever I'm just playing this normally, I have a lot of trouble with it. Oh, there's that reality cube. Remember him for later, viewers. Or her. Them. See, that's the fun part about Everhood. Gender has lost all meaning, so you can refer to them as whatever you want. I think I do. I mean, I just survived this. An impromptu fight with reality. I just forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, well. The game was just so kind as to provide me with a save point. Very happy about that. Because that actually makes for a very good place to stop the video. So, next time on Everhood... Whew! I'm gonna be coming down from that battle, and we're just gonna continue on our merry way. See you then. Sorry, this kinda ended up on a random note. But that's just the nature of Everhood. Bye!